was actually supposed to film this video yesterday, but boy would that have been a mistake, because last night Kim Kardashian dropped this absolute bombshell for her shapewear brand SKIMS.
The sea levels are rising, the ice sheets are shrinking, and I'm not a scientist, but I do believe everyone can use their skill set to do their part. That's why I'm introducing a brand new bra with a built-in nipple, so no matter how hot it is, you'll always look cold.
It's legit. I've done thorough Googling. In the caption, she says that 10% of the sales from this new bra will be going to 1% for the Planet, which is an environmental organization. There could not have been a more perfect summary of the very point that I wanted to put across in this video than this ridiculous skit, which uses climate change, you know, that thing that's killing and displacing millions of people around the world, as the subject of comedy, with the intention of fueling yet more overconsumption of influencer-driven crap that we do not need, which is partly what's gotten us into the mess of climate change in the first place. The bra is 86% nylon and 16% spandex, by the way, hardly sustainable. Oh, and it's £53. As for where it's made, or who made it, or under what conditions, all the information that we get is just that it's imported. It literally just makes me want to cry, especially because of the fact that this video has had tens of millions of views already. She's using the climate crisis, the very possible end of modern human civilization as we know it, as a way to sell more stuff, with a little bit of greenwashing thrown in there for good measure. She is already a billionaire.
I gotta be real with you guys. You look like clowns.
Now that we've addressed how I feel about that stupid ad, let's get back to the main intention of this video. Hi, I'm Shara. I have a philosophy degree and I work in sustainable fashion. And I recently came across this article that was arguing that the negative environmental impact of the Kardashian family was actually offset by all the great things that they've apparently done for the environment.
You're lucky that I'm gracing you with my ideas.
I refused to believe it. So in this video, we're going to be attempting to answer the question of, could this ultra famous influencer family, which routinely encourages overconsumption with their plethora of offshoot brands and businesses and has no issue flaunting their private jet travels, actually have a positive net impact on the environment? In case you're not familiar with the Kardashians and all of their various business ventures, here's a quick rundown. The Kardashian-Jenner clan shot to fame mostly due to their reality TV series Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Due to their newfound fame, of course, all the Kardashian girlies started to launch their own brands and businesses as, you know, public service to their fans.
Get your ass up and work.
They now have a combined worth of $2 billion. Kim herself has SKIMS and SKKN skincare. Kylie Jenner has Kylie Cosmetics, which also became an insane overnight sensation, and she also launched Kylie Skin, the skincare version. She's also launched some swimwear, which apparently was really bad condition.
This one looks cheap too.
But that's not put her off moving into the world of fashion overall, because she's just about to launch her new clothing line called Khy on November 1st. Stick around to hear a bit more about that in a minute. Khloe Kardashian also has her own clothing brand Good American, and Kourtney has her lifestyle brand Poosh. Kendall Jenner, on top of being the most highly paid supermodel on the planet, has also launched two of her own brands, one being a vegan oral care brand called Moon, and her own tequila brand, which then faced accusations of cultural appropriation and stealing their marketing from another business. And to manage all of these businesses, Kris Jenner has a management company, and she also has her own plant-powered cleaning supplies brand called Safely. If nothing else, you gotta hand it to them for that entrepreneurial spirit. Of course, it makes it a little bit easier when you are filthy rich.
It seems like nobody wants to work these days.
Would any of these businesses have taken off in the way that they have had the Kardashian name not been stamped on them? Doubtful. Nevertheless, they exist, so our next question should be, are they having a positive impact on the world? The article I mentioned at the start states how some of the sisters have got rid of plastic bottles in their home and a lot of them have gone plant-based and vegan. As further points for the Kardashians, the article also states how Kim has ditched her real fur coats for faux fur alternatives and has advocated for criminal justice reform, and how Kourtney has supported tree planting organizations, taken a stand for healthier school meals, and also addressed Congress in 2018 about cosmetics safety legislation. So you could argue that they do occasionally use their platform to talk about issues around sustainability, and as influencers they could have encouraged some people to go vegan, for example. But it's worth noting that they are not all holding to these sustainable values consistently. There's a lot of hypocrisy that goes on, and they are rightly so called out for it often on social media. For example, Kylie Jenner shared something to her Instagram talking about how awful it is that there were all these wildfires raging in Australia and how awful it must be for the animals that are living in the forests. And then immediately afterwards, she posted a picture of her own mink slippers. That said, I hate it how celebrities and famous people are held to these ridiculously high expectations of sustainability that they could never actually achieve. No one can be 100% sustainable in their personal lives. So instead of calling them out for how many plastic bottles they use on camera, I would rather call them out for the impact that their businesses that they own and direct are having on the planet, because that is going to have a much larger global impact than any of their personal choices. Potentially excluding the fact that they regularly use a private jet that Kim bought for a healthy $73 million, that is one personal choice that has utterly devastating impact. In 2022, Kylie was seen taking a 17-minute flight. The carbon emissions from just that one flight were actually equal to about a quarter of the annual carbon footprint of a person globally. In 17 minutes. But anyway, before I get too far down that particular infuriating tangent, let's talk about the impact of their businesses. It's very easy for them to advocate for XYZ on their social media, for example, but as we know, actions speak louder than words. Short interlude to say that if you are enjoying this video so far, then make sure to let the YouTube algorithm know by hitting that like button. Otherwise, how else will I reach the masses with this life-saving information about the Kardashians? So let's start with Kylie Cosmetics. The cosmetics brand claims to be cruelty-free and vegan, though they don't have a certification to support this, like PETA or Leaping Bunny, which are symbols that you might find on the back of some of the packaging of your makeup and skincare products. And their parent company does allow animal testing within their other brands. Furthermore, in 2020, the Associated Press reported that women in Malaysian and Indonesian palm oil fields were treated abusively on several occasions, with this being tied back to multiple cosmetics companies, including Kylie Cosmetics' parent company, Coty. The Good Shopping Guide gives Kylie Cosmetics a 31 out of 100 overall, so that tells you pretty much everything you need to know about Kylie Cosmetics. Okay, so what about SKIMS? Good on you, the brand rating app that assesses fashion brands for sustainability and ethics commented that they struggled to even write the article about how ethical and sustainable SKIMS actually is due to a real lack of information, giving them the lowest score of we avoid. SKIMS gives very vague statements on their site, like being committed to the highest ethical standards and legal compliance in all aspects of its business and product supply chain. It only works with suppliers and vendors who it believes in and shares its commitment to sustainability, accountability, and transparency, without giving any details of what fair wages actually means or any real evidence to back up any of their claims. This kind of generic language is simply no longer going to cut it with today's climate-conscious audience of consumers. SKIMS has also engaged in its fair share of greenwashing even before the ad that we talked about at the start. The Changing Markets Foundation released a report saying that while their packaging bags say "I'm not plastic" on them, the bags are in fact actually made from plastic. To her credit, Kim's latest cosmetics brand, SKKN, was launched on the premise of it being a clean, sustainable, and science-backed brand using minimal, refillable packaging and being vegan. But the best out of all of these brands in terms of sustainability and ethics actually seems to be Kris Jenner's brand, Safely. They refuse to use harmful chemicals, and they actually have some certifications like being a B Corp, being Green Seal certified, and having a goal to be using 100% ocean plastics in their packaging by 2030. 2030. So clearly there is some effort being put in, but it's not being consistently applied across all of these brands. Instead of investing the ridiculous amounts of money that this family has into sustainable solutions and innovation and finding more sustainable materials or doing the work of traceability and transparency in supply chains, they're instead spending that money on private jets. It seems more like they are doing this surface level work to appeal to the Gen Z audience with words like vegan and clean, like whatever those mean, without actually backing them up with certifications and real hard facts, because they know that people will buy the products literally regardless of whatever they do. And let's not forget when Kourtney Kardashian was named the sustainability ambassador for the fast fashion brand Boohoo, even though Boohoo has absolutely no actual intention of committing to sustainability beyond their greenwashing tactics, and Kourtney has no real meaningful experience to bring into this role at all. I have a whole other video all about Boohoo and breaking down that brand, so if you want to check that out after this, then here's the link. So what about this new clothing collection that Kylie is releasing, which is called Khy? Well, this is a label that will be launching capsule collections in collaboration with different designers and brands, starting with a debut collection launching on November 1st, 2023. It's intended to be affordable luxury with sizes from extra small to 4X and prices ranging from about $50 to $200. As far as we know so far, all of the pieces will be similar to this faux leather trench coat that Kylie posted to Instagram to debut the brand. So at least it's not real leather. That's saying something, but it's most likely actually just made of plastic, which is arguably even worse for the environment. But already another designer called Betsy Johnson has come forward saying that the designs are ripped off from her own ideas, and there's been some criticism that the designs are very similar to other existing luxury brands out there, with some people also complaining that $200 is not an affordable price point. In this article, Lauren Sherman reported that the idea was not to be Shein, the controversial, wildly popular Chinese fast fashion outfit, but to offer something better, responsibly sourced, less junky, nicer looking. Now, what responsibly sourced means is still yet to be revealed, but I have signed up for early access to the brand, so when it drops on November 1st, head over to my TikTok where I'll do a little mini analysis and see if they even have anything on their website about sustainability. We'll see. Does the world need this new Kardashian clothing brand? Probably not. So how does it all add up? Well, it's not looking good. While the Kardashians have on and off in kind of a sporadic fashion supported sustainability in different ways through their personal choices, for example, it doesn't seem like they care enough to actually do the work to bring those values into their businesses.
Kim, there's people that are dying.
Instead, they choose to piggyback off of the sustainability movement when it suits them to keep that young Gen Z audience engaged, and then they go right back to promoting their products, and they don't seem to be investing very much time or effort into actually making their products or their businesses more sustainable or innovating or actually even increasing the quality of the products that they're selling or the performance of them. What's interesting is that this is also a totally circular business model, and not in the good sense.
You guys are not good
to
businesswomen.
sit here
You don't know anything about business.
What I mean is that the Kardashians create the trends that they then create the products for, so that other people can replicate the trends that they themselves have set. Then they create new trends and create new products, so it's this never-ending cycle of overconsumption and overproduction and creating stuff that nobody actually needs just because they want to look like a Kardashian.
This you don't need. Come on.
I agree with that.
Come on.
And it's making them tons of money, so why would they stop? Not only are they encouraging their young fans to always have the latest, trendiest clothing and makeup or whatever products they're trying to sell, they are themselves benefiting from and creating this trend-led mentality and culture. It's real easy to profit off a trend when you are the trend. So if you're feeling tempted to get sucked into one of these Kardashian brands, then just remember that there are tons of other actually ethical, sustainable, independent and small brands that probably deserve your money a lot more.
Maybe I just am funnier and cooler.
As for where to find them, you can check out this video next. Until next time, stay kind and I'll see you later. Bye!